To finish this up, let's first go create a URL to access our new view, and then go back to the JavaScript and create a few variables. We can get the Boolean value of the save info box by just looking at its checked attribute. We'll also need the CSRF token, which we can get from the input that Django generates on our form, which will have a name of CSRF middleware token. Then let's create a small object to pass this information to the new view, and also pass the client secret for the payment intent. I'll create a variable for the new URL, and last but most importantly, we'll actually post this data to the view. To do this, we'll use our trusty post method built into jQuery, telling it we're posting to the URL and that we want to post the post data above. We'll want to wait for a response that the payment intent was updated before calling the confirm payment method, and this is really easy to do by just tacking on the .done method and executing a callback function. In the callback function, in other words the one that will be executed if our view returns a 200 response, all we have to do is all the Stripe stuff we're already doing, so we can just paste the whole Stripe function inside here and we're done. Conveniently, we can also attach a failure function, which will be triggered if our view sends a 400 bad request response, and in that case, we'll just reload the page to show the user the error message from the view. Let's collapse these functions down a bit and review the sequence of events. When the user clicks the Submit button, the event listener prevents the form from submitting and instead disables the card element and triggers the loading overlay. Then we create a few variables to capture the form data we can't put in the payment intent here, and instead post it to the cash checkout data view. The view updates the payment intent and returns a 200 response, at which point we call the confirm card payment method from Stripe, and if everything is okay, submit the form. If there's an error in the form, then the loading overlay will be hidden, the card element re-enabled, and the error displayed for the user. If anything goes wrong posting the data to our view, we'll reload the page and display the error without ever charging the user. This may seem like a lot, but I encourage you to review this and make sure you understand it. Passing data back and forth between the front end and the back end is the essence of full stack development, so it's very important to understand it well, and don't worry if it doesn't make complete sense at first, because this is pretty involved and it'll take some time to get used to. Anyway, with all this finished, let's head to the webhook handler and print out the payment intent coming from Stripe once the user makes a payment. With any luck, it should have our metadata attached. The payment intent will be saved in a key called event.data.object, so we'll store that and print it out. Now let's go submit an order and see if it all works. As you can see in the terminal now, here is our modified payment intent with the billing information attached, as well as our metadata, and of course the shipping information. We're now passing information from our custom form to Stripe securely via the payment intent and recapturing it in the webhook so we can use it to add the order to our database. Now's a good time to commit our changes, and in the next video, you'll see the value of this webhook handler as we complete the code for it and test how our payment system would stand up to an impatient or unwitting user.